Hi there, everyone. I'm Linden Thorp. Welcome to Your Body is Your Business Plan, the Masterclass. And we're here every Wednesday, and we've had some wonderful hosts here. And today we have another wonderful host with us. So this is an opportunity if you want to go live on LinkedIn and YouTube. I'm streaming to both. Then this is the perfect opportunity. You can apply and come and co-host with me, and I will guide you. I do this all the time, so I'm quite used to it. But many people are very nervous about co-hosting. So today, let's get started. We've got a great topic today. It's the topic of ethical visibility. Now, you may wonder what that means. Well, I'm going to play now a voiceless presentation to you to set the scene. And this will give you a chance to just reflect on what we're going to be talking about and have just a few minutes to relax before we start to talk with the guest. So I'm going to share my screen with you now, and I'll play my presentation to you. Okay, wonderful. I hope that set the scene for you, and you know a little bit about what we're going to be talking about. It's a very important topic nowadays because so many people are online business owners, and we are really experiencing a lot of noise out there on the internet. And so I'm one of the people that wants to try to regulate that and make people more aware of the effect they have on every front once they are out on the internet. So without more ado, let me introduce my lovely guest. She is Dr. Annika Sörensson. She's a Swedish MD. She's a primary care doctor, and she specializes in health and stress strategies and preventative medicine. She's got a solid background in Swedish public health care, spanning 35 years. And today, her focus changed from disease to health promotion, emphasizing stress management, workplace health, and other business-related issues, mentoring busy, stressed business leaders to find calm, feel less stress, and get more done, and have more fun, and create bigger success, therefore. She's an international speaker, certified by the Big Talk Academy, and has 2 TEDx talks, both about stress and health. She's also the author of 2 books, Take Stress from Chaos to Calm, and My De-Stress Diary. So let me bring her onto the stage. And here she is. There. Hello.
Hello from the other side.
Wonderful to see you. Great to see you, Annika. How are you doing?
Yeah, it's great to see you too. I'm fine. I'm in the end of a quite hard infection that I got, but I am fairly good at taking good care of myself. So I'm on the outside, on the other end now.
Well, I think that many of the doctors I know are not very good at taking care of themselves. So that's great if you are.
Yeah, it is a problem because you know what to do, but you don't always do it. And of course, I don't always do it either, depending on what it is, because I also am very conscious about what I have promised and what I can do. and so on, depending on the situation. And
Yes.
and I'm not sick very often, and this time I had antibiotics for the first time in 25 years.
Gosh, wow. That's tremendous. Yeah, antibiotics, I really totally avoid them. I never take them. I don't think I've taken them about twice in my life. And I am very much a natural health person, and just love using natural remedies, So
no, I'm not very fond of antibiotics either, and I don't prescribe it unnecessarily. But this time I was really going down into a deep pneumonia, and I just had to do it.
Yes, I'm so sorry. I didn't know, but you're better now.
I survived.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm on the way out.
Good. Well, it's very
good for people to know that even doctors can get ill.
Yes, indeed. It really is. Yes. And of course, as the seasons change, I had not such a good week last week. I had quite a few symptoms, kind of coldy symptoms, and quite a sore throat and things like. Suddenly became very, very cold here in Japan, and after a very, very hot summer. And so the body takes its toll, the weather, on the body, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's weather dependent, and the viruses and the bacteria, they know that. So they come at the wrong time for us.
They come and attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you think of the video? Was it? By the way, I play these voiceless videos to really make sure everybody's included. ADHD people or hearing impaired, everybody can get something, I think, from a voiceless video. So, what was your impression of it?
I think it's good to get introduced to whatever is coming, because then your brain can prepare, and you want your brain to be prepared for what's coming, because then you can take it in much easier, and it will be more helpful what you hear afterwards.
Yes. And so did you get the message of this ethical visibility?
Yes, I did. I never talked about ethical visibility before in those wordings. I talk about ethics, of course, and about visibility, but I never kind of
put
those together like that.
Wow. Well, this is becoming quite a trendy topic, I believe. And many of the coaches I'm in touch with here on LinkedIn and other places too are really, moving into the place where they are becoming aware, much more aware of presence as opposed to performance, of authenticity.
Absolutely.
This is so important, I think.
It is a very good combination. I've just didn't hear about it before. When I think about ethics, I think it's doing the right thing even when nobody sees what you do, when you are by yourself. That is kind of the grounding of that word. You do the right thing even when nobody watches.
Ethica. Yeah, that's right. And so, yes, I really believe, as I think you do too, that we are unique beings with unique DNA, and even identical twins have different DNA, and therefore our uniqueness, for me, it's our base, our foundation, because I really believe that self-reliance is so important. We outsource everything. We outsource education, we outsource health, and and so on. And many people become terribly dependent on these things. And when they are removed, they panic. And so I've always believed, ever since being a very small child, actually, that I am my main base, me, my culture, my individual culture, my nature. This is how I can navigate life best. And, people say, oh, yeah, I ask them if they're happy, and they say, yes, I'm happy, and I love my partner, and I love my job. But that's when I go deeper, when I probe more deeply, they are dependent on them. They, they're dependent on going to work else. They're dependent on going to the doctor, to medication, to cure them, rather than thinking, well, what can I do? What do I do to try? I know preventative medicine is your thing. What can I do? And I really believe, and I know this through my spiritual background, that we have everything we need inside us to be truly happy, to be truly successful, to be, in a wonderful position. But people I know actually believe that and will actually go and try to plumb the depths of their inner resources, because we have tremendous inner resources, I think.
Yes, I've experienced quite a few times when working as a doctor that, and primary care, everyone comes, small or big, it's everything. And then people come and they might say, okay, I do have some issues with my husband or wife, or something in your private life back there, but you take care of my diabetes, you take care of my heart. No, I don't take care of your diabetes, I don't take care of your heart. You do. I hold your hand, I help you to see what's possible, and you do the work, because I can't eat for you, I can't walk for you, I can't do anything for you, I can't sleep for you. You got to do that yourself. And then people say, oh, yeah, okay, but that's tough. You have to kind of work, and you have to think, and yep, absolutely, you have to think, you have to do it. But I think that today's society, we have been so spoiled by it's being so easy to get help. And sometimes it's not help, but we think it's help. And it's so easy, and we stop thinking. And then you get the impression from somebody else in your nearby. They say, oh, do this or do that or do. And that might not be the thing for you at all.
No.
But you don't reflect. So I think we do not reflect on what we're doing.
Absolutely, I totally agree. We are, well, you've read some of my articles, I think, and that I really feel strongly that this mind, the neurological aspect of our being, which has, to me, been really overplayed in past years with Freud and psychology and all of this, then, this I refer to because it's a fabulous mechanism. It's got superb tools and skills, and of course we need it. Of course we need it as we go deeper into the digital era. Of course we need it. However, what people are doing is they're not switching off that limited mind, and that leads to burnout. It leads to imposter syndrome. It leads to many, many dis-eases in life. And so, yeah, I work a lot to try to get people out of this mind and get them to taste the inner mind, what I call the unlimited mind, which is really the consciousness, if you like. And once they get a taste of it, I do mindful practices with people and meditation and things like that. I also do vibrational healing and so on with people. Once they get a taste of that unlimited mind, which, you know, in which anything is possible, anything and everything are possible, then they are so surprised that it is such a different experience to this. I mean, I'm not denigrating this. We need it, and it's a fantastic developed organ, and you know, it has evolved so beautifully over many hundreds of years. There is much more to life than this tool. So, you go ahead.
Absolutely. But I would say that I work maybe more with the brain and the understanding of how we work, because when I meet business leaders, they usually have no clue what biology is. So you have to start with the basics to help them understand that, yes, the breathing is, you can use it as a tool. Don't complicate it, just make it very simple, because otherwise they say, no, that's whoa, I don't want that. So I am more working, I think, with my clients on not that deep level, because we don't get there. I get them to work efficiently in their job and not hit the stress wall. And they are off. That kind of people are most often not interested in going that deep. Some are, but most of them aren't. And my mission is to help people not become patients, and then you work with helping them understand, how does this brain and body work? How does it? So, and one of my big, what do you say? Yes, missions is to help people to become friends with their stress system. So you understand how it works, because if you understand how it works, then you can easier figure out how I can change my life. And just like you said, sorry, I tell them we have all the tools within ourselves. You don't have to buy anything. It's always there, any time of the day. You can just get it when you know what it is, how it works. But most people don't. And then you have the people out coming from the outside saying, buy this gadget, buy this app, buy this whatever, the pills, the drinks, the narcotics, even the supplements, everything. And you can eat a kilo of supplements and you will still not get everything, even if you look at what they do have in them. So eat proper food. I mean, those are the simple things. And so many people have no clue how that is. And also on the other side, you can't save everyone, because there will always be people. And I'm happy for the ones that you meet and help, because they get an even better life, or smoother life, or whatever you would call it. I'm not so sure. I'm not so fond of saying it's a better or not better, because that's up to everyone.
Yes,
but
depends,
yeah. So it's there are so many levels of helping people to understand, what are we?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And you know, I find I'm having trouble explaining the spiritual to people. I get people saying to me, oh, no, I'm not interested in that. You know, really closing down when I mention this word spirit. But when I qualify it and say, I mean religious spirit, because I'm not a religious person. I'm a Buddhist, but Buddhism is really just a way of life. It's not a religion, because religion is about a kind of outer dependence.
Yeah, to set the tone, I'm not religious at all. I'm not anything. I just believe in us as
in
human
humans.
beings.
Well, me
Yeah.
too. Great. Yeah, well, I know that because that's why we connect, I'm sure. Yes. Human nature and the human body is so glorious, I think. It's such an extraordinary I've always been in love with the human body. I did most of my MD training myself, like you, but I never qualified because I wasn't sure that I wanted to go down the mainstream medical route. And back then, many years ago, the alternative medical scene was very much in the shadows, so I just wasn't committed enough to mainstream medicine to actually go ahead and get qualified, but I did most of the training. So from that point on, I mean, I've just been in love with the human body, and I just love studying it and, learning more and more about it. And I think that part of my mission is to make people appreciate their bodies, which is what I do a lot in my Lodestone. My Lodestone method is an audio transmission. It's a 30-day program. And during those 30 days, I talk people through the body anatomically and start to, move them around inside their own body with the power of their mind, both minds. And many people say, wow, I have never had a clue about my body.
No, people don't have that.
Yes. No, it's really strange, isn't it? I think.
Yes, and it comes from the early age. When you are little kids, they don't get to be little kids anymore. There's so much going on outside that it's really hard to go into yourself and to be true to yourself, because that's what real ethics are. Be really true to yourself.
Right, now we're getting down to it. This is absolutely right, because yes, if we look at social conditioning and external expectations, then from the age of 4 or 5, it's the social conditioning that layers itself. And when you're 4th or 5th decade, well, really, you're not the same person at all. You're disconnected from that original pure nature that we came into the world with, because you have to fit in, because you have to seek approval, because you have to fit into all the systems, So I'm a great believer in taking people down through these layers, those who are disconnected. And I think I could say sort of 8 out of 10 people I know are disconnected from their true nature. They don't know who they are, really.
That's true.
And this means that everything they do in life is a kind of sham. They don't believe in what they're doing because they're so disconnected from their original nature. I've had lots of people doing my 30-day program who suddenly tell me, wow, I really can see who I am now. I know who I am. And from that moment on, their lives change totally, and they transform, and they've transformed themselves really with a bit of guidance from me, like as you said earlier, I'm just a guide really. And then once they know who they are, then they can make really clear decisions from their inner values, and there's no incongruence with their external behavior.
Yeah. And one of the problems or challenges rather for these people that are doing your journey is that most people around you don't want you to change, because that's going to change your life. And if someone says, I am going to do this journey to see who I really am, and people around them are going to say, no, she's trying to to fool you, or she just wants your money, or no, you're so
yeah.
and they say don't do that because someone is going to fool you or something, because and they make them scared. And the problem is that they are not really scared for that person, they are scared for themselves having to change because that person changes.
Yes.
And this is very deep in how we function. So most people around you will try to hold you back and not do things that is transforming so that you become somebody else. They're going to drag you back. And that's why so many people start a journey like that, but they never go all the way, because the pulling back is so hard. And you start getting scared yourself because your friends say that someone is going to fool me, and I don't want to be fooled. So that is the other side of it, and I think it's a bit scary that we have that, but that's how we function as human beings. So it's normal.
Yes.
Because we are herd animals and we want to be the same.
That's right. That's right. And I think this is really so sad. But don't you feel that now with the internet and with so many people going online, creating online businesses and so on, that we have a fabulous opportunity to bring our uniqueness?
Yes, we do have a big opportunity and to show up and all that. But there are also so many people that are doing fake things to get money, so that it's so hard to see in all what's coming around you. Is it really true? Is it really good for us? And I would love to what do you say? You say I'm a part of the Rotary in the world, the Rotary organization, and the Rotary organization. Just have to turn it off. The Rotary organization has something called the 4-way test, and I think that is those are 4 questions that I would like to share, because they are such good reminders of how we could be to others. And the first one is it the truth, what we're talking about? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship, unite us? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? So I think those 4 questions are the kind of the essence of how we want to be towards others, but it's so forgotten, and we have all these people trying to come with things that it's not true, and just want money or just want to bad for me. So it's a fine line to actually try to live your life in that good position. Now you are frozen.
Oh, there it is. It'll pass.
Yeah.
Yes. It's very strange, isn't it? But it's so wonderful that you're in Sweden and I'm in Japan, and we can have this lovely conversation. It's great, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. This, 50 years ago, you couldn't even think of it. 30 years ago, yes, it could have happened, but it was technically much harder. And these last 20 years, everything is open all over.
Yeah. So a little bit of freezing is quite tolerable, really, isn't it? But yes, the Rotary Club. Yes, I know the Rotary Club very well. In fact, 30 years ago, getting on for 30 years ago, I was in Australia, I don't know if I've told you this story, but I was in South Australia. I was backpacking. I decided to go around the world, even though I had lots of successful things going on in the UK. I wasn't satisfied. I wanted to see the world, and that was it. So off I went for 2 years. I backpacked, and I found myself in the South Australian desert in a backpacking shack. And on the notice board there was an option to join a Rotary Club project. And this project really intrigued me because it was inviting travelers to go and help a group of Australian Aboriginals, tribal peoples, walk back into the very centre of Australia, which is Arnhem Land, which is their tribal lands, and no white Australians are allowed in. You have to be an Aboriginal to be allowed to go in. So I joined this project, and it was amazing because we travelled 11 and a half hours south of Alice Springs in a land cruiser, skimming the because there were no roads. So when I got there, I was kind of shaking for 3 days. It was an extraordinary journey. But then we met incredible people, and my life totally changed after that because they taught me all sorts of things about how to really live close to the earth, how to care for the earth, how to really be observant, how to listen to the earth, whole body listening. That's where I learned how to do that. I learned so much from them, and this really has shaped what I do today. So I do quite a lot of Australian Aboriginal stuff, which wisdom, and people are just amazed that these First Nations are thriving still. They are going on, and I believe that more and more of the settled Aboriginals in life in Arnhem Land, because they don't want the conveniences, they don't want to live in that way. So it's fantastic because I really the First Nations of the earth will save the earth eventually. They have the wisdom, they are the true custodians of the earth, and they devote their lives to looking after the earth. Yeah. So wonderful. So that has inspired my journey so much, I think.
So you can say thank you to the Rotary Club or the Rotary organization.
Yes, I can. Yeah, the Rotary Club, yeah. It's a wonderful thing.
They're going to take me to this, or they're going to take me. It's going to take me to Taiwan next year.
Oh,
because they have a convention in Taiwan in June, and then I'm going to be part of a exchange program where we live with people in Taipei, and then the people from Taipei will come to Sweden in September and live with us for a few days.
Wonderful. Well,
that's fantastic.
Hop over to Japan.
Because Rotary is one of those, like I said, it's the 4-way test is about being congruent with yourself and doing the things that's right for everybody. So I see my membership there as kind of a peace project, because we work all over the globe and work for the good of everyone.
Yes, for the good of humanity.
And that is, to me, in the ethical part, that I want to be true to what I believe in.
Yeah, so we go back to ethical visibility. Yes, if we are not in touch with ourselves, then how can we be ethical? And I think that is what's happening to some people on the internet. They're just not authentic, and then they start to get anxious about not being successful, and then they start to trick people That's when the
Yeah,
corruption
exactly.
starts.
And there will be all these misunderstandings, because I always tell people, and I've taught my kids, I hope they stay with it, always tell the truth, because when someone asks you in the after, you always know the answer, because you told the truth. If you start lying and saying lies and saying different things to different people, after a while you will not be able to remember who did I tell which story.
Yes,
So you need to understand, you need to, and then all these confusion comes and people don't believe you, and it's just gonna be a mess.
yeah.
And so I think that you need to tell the truth, nothing but
Absolutely.
the truth every
Yeah.
time.
Yes. And I think that many people are dishonest with themselves.
Yes.
And as a Buddhist, that's something that, as a very young Buddhist in my teenage years, I really appreciated that this self-honesty is where everything starts. If you're not honest with yourself, then how can you be honest with anybody else,
No, you can't.
So, no, you can't. That's right. So I think that self-honesty is something that is missing from a lot of people's lives. And that's why they get into a mess, and why they're not happy, So just before we finish, Annika, please tell us a little bit more about your stress relief work. What's your
My
approach?
stress relief work. Yes,
Yeah.
like I said, I am working with helping people to become friends with their stress system. I think
Yeah.
that is the base.
Yeah.
And that is not, it's just very, it's very, the system in itself is very simple. The biology and all that is very simple. Then we confuse it with all those things that are going on in our mind and our subconscious mind, and all those things, like I said, that we try to hold people back from doing changes, and because we want to be safe and all those things. So it gets a bit complicated, but if you understand the base. So I do mentor people, business people. I like to go up high in the hierarchy, because if I can help them understand, they will understand their crew and or crafts, or whatever you call them, and the workplace. And then I do workshops and speaking for the whole work group, or for leader groups, anything. And I craft it around what they need, so it's not a one size fits all. You have to talk to people where they are.
Yes.
And I'm also in the process of crafting an online course it's building on my way, that I actually help people in a structured way over a period of time. It will be out there in December. We are halfway in the process of doing things, so to be able to release it.
Wonderful. Well, we look forward to that. And
Yeah.
so, if you, when you're talking to groups about stress, what is the first thing you say to them usually?
I usually say that I usually say it is simple, that this is not a complicated thing, but you have to listen to yourself, because it's going to be inside you, and I cannot do any work for you at all. You have to do all the work yourself. I say that at the very early stage, because they're not going to expect me to come with a quick quick fix. I also talk about quick fixes very early, that there are no quick fixes. The only quick fixes there are, my quick fixes, that's the breathing exercise, jumping up and down a little bit, smiling is one quick fix. The things that gets us in the now when we need to think clear. Those are the quick fixes. And those are quick fixes that you always have. They are with you. They are not, you don't have to buy them.
No.
You don't have to go and get them on the shelf. They are always in here.
Yeah.
So don't complicate it. Maybe one of my taglines.
Right. Super. No, I totally, I'm the same. I that's the first thing I say. This is not a fix. So, you can't expect that by tomorrow everything will change because I can't change your mind. You are the supreme ruler of your mind, and you're the only one who can change it. But I can guide you, and I can move you in that direction. And it's that first step for me is the most difficult, really, because people don't believe that they have any control. They don't believe they have power. So many of my meditations are about the power that we all have. Each unique human has incredible power. And when we look at history and when we look at what individuals have actually done in incredible situations, survived in incredible situations and created extraordinary things, you see that potential is there. And those people have taken control of their lives. They have really assumed their power, if you like, and become supreme rulers of their mind and decided, I'm going to do this. And we can all do that. But there's so much doubt that we all have this potential.
And because we are driven by fear, not by joy.
Yes.
Because that's from when we became humans, because we were avoiding that tiger or whatever was going to eat us. So we are driven by looking for what's scarce, what's scary, what's going to hurt us, and so on. That's the prime function of our mind. And joy and fun is just something we can get on the other end, but we can't plan it the same way as the fear, because the fear will always be there.
Yes.
And once you understand that, it's so much easier to not to avoid being crushed by the fear. Then you can start looking underneath.
Yes.
But you have to understand first.
Yes, I think you're really right. I think people don't realize how fearful they really are. And once you take them below that, and I find words incredibly powerful. I work with the vibrations below the words as a musician and as someone who does voice therapy and so on. And so, a simple word like my, if that word really is being enunciated with the heart, from the heart, then, there's no end, no limit to what we can do with that my. So recently I had someone who had a really serious low back problem, and I unearthed this through her voice. I get people to make a 2-minute recording, just speak to me on an audio recording, and then I listen and I really start to get a picture from their vocal tone. I knew, I've gone again. I knew that this person had real low back problems. So when we met, I said, I know what's the problem. You've got a low back problem. She was so amazed by this. And so we worked on the language around her problem. And she was really incapable of owning that pain. She was constantly using the word symbols to kind of push it away. And when I actually got her to really resonate the word my, then the heavens opened. She's just started crying and realized that she had not been owning the pain. And from that, we got into the fact that she'd had a really terrible first birth of her first child, very traumatic birth. And they, it was a long time ago, so they really did a complete cut of the abdomen. And the child survived, but all this trauma still trapped inside her. And then she came out and said, but this birth was my fault. It was a bad birth and it was my fault. All these years, 30 odd years, she'd been really blaming herself for this bad birth. And through this kind of cathartic session with me, she addressed it, and now she's absolutely fine. She's pain-free, and she is a different person. She's completely transformed. She's so open. She's finding joy, and she realizes she's really missed out on so much. So she's making up for it now. So it's just amazing how we store trauma and how we store fear, and it gets into the cells, it gets into the whole structure of the body.
Yes, and the world we are not in a world where we are supposed to think about ourselves in that sense. So most people will go through life without even thinking about it. This is my life. This is the way I'm supposed to have it.
Yes,
that's what most people think.
Yes, it's their this passivity, their passiveness that really prevents them from moving forward, and they live miserable lives. It's so sad, but we are on a mission to release them from those.
We can help one person at a time. I mean, that's what we're doing, helping. Every time you put this seed out to something that's good, and then when it grows, you have done something good.
Yeah, that's right. And I do feel that it really is a one-to-one thing in a way. That's why I'm interested in your groups, because I've run groups in the past. I'm finding now that working one-to-one is much more effective, much quicker way to
I'm not working in groups like that you're continuing. Do workshops in business environments for the business group, where we talk about 4 hours or a full day. That's that kind of thing to help them start their journey. But I don't have a group where I have group sessions and that kind of thing. No.
Right. No, I didn't. I think that, for me personally, the one-to-one thing is really so much more effective and so much quicker than trying to work with a group, which I have tried to do in the past. But it just doesn't work really, because everybody has completely different needs, and there is a point in their journey,
Yeah, and that's why I have this course coming up. It's a 9-week 9-week sessions online, where you not with me but by videos, and then people can buy extra personal talk with me if they need it, because you don't need it all the way. You can you know, you need this step, I need some extra help with, or this step, I need some extra help with, and then I can work on my own.
Well, that's exactly what I'm doing. That's what my lodestone is all about. It's people work on that in their own time, and then they can connect with me when they need it, and other people who are doing the program too. So yeah, and then I also run a couple of workshops so they can come and meet other people who've made transformations and so on. But the actual work they do themselves through audio transmission, not videos, but audio in my case, because the voice is so important. And then they can journal and they can contact me for extra support during that time. Yeah, great. Oh, Annika, it's so nice to talk to you finally. We're just both so busy. We can't, this is the only place we can meet, isn't it, really?
Yeah. It took some time, but now it's done.
We got there, yeah. And it's to share what we're doing with LinkedIn and YouTubers. And yet the details of your course, and we'll spread it around so people can join. Maybe please let me have the details. I'll put them under this window and people can contact me.
Right now I don't have any link to it because it's not there yet.
Right. So I'll just I'll use your LinkedIn profile and suggest that people get in touch with you that way.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Is that okay?
And then I can move them in other directions if I want, or if they want.
Yes, yes. Great. Well, thank you so much for sparing the time to come and talk. And I do hope you get completely better. I can see you're not completely 100% yet. So do rest and take some time for yourself.
I will.
I'll be in touch with you. It's been a very joyful time, and I hope to again soon. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was so much fun.
Good. It was great to have you. Okay. Bye for now. I'll be in touch.
Bye-bye.
Annika. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So thank you so much to Annika. That was so interesting, such an interesting perspective. But at the end of the day, we can see we're doing very similar work, a kind of embodiment from different perspectives, and both have similar aims to lead people to happiness and true good health and the truth. All of these things came out in our talk. So thanks so much for joining me today. If you'd like to know more about we do, leave the details on this window, and I'll be here again next week for episode 10, event 10 of this masterclass. And next week we have a financial expert joining us. She's called Anne Rousseau, and she's going to come and talk about regenerative income models. So we're going to be getting some really good advice about that. So thanks so much, and please contact me if you need to know more, and we'll see you next week, same time, same place. Bye for now.